The Great Carrot Train Robbery is my first experience of Bunny and Claude, and I have to say the characters I found to be quite interesting. The narrative here, a little bit slow. This is a Warner Brothers cartoon from 1969, directed by Robert McKimson and written by Cal Howard. And we have a voice cast including Mel Blanc as Claude and Pat Woodell as Bunny. And needless to say, it's a play on Bonnie and Clyde. And we have this theme song intro for Bunny and Claude, and I found that to be quite peculiar and quite interesting as a one-off, but I feel like if they do that in every Bunny and Claude, that might get repetitive and take up a lot of the cartoon time. So I'm keen to see with the other ones if that is the case. I do like the design of Bunny and Claude. I think they look pretty great, and what makes them unique is that they are trying to steal carrots, and they're trying to rob this carrot train. But will they get away with stealing the carrots, or will the sheriff catch up with them and be able to save the carrots? Of course, I'm not going to say what happens with it. I feel like the narrative itself was quite slow. It started off okay. Maybe the first 2 minutes were fine, but then once they got kind of onto the train and the actual robbery aspect kicked in, I felt like it wasn't really that interesting. It wasn't boring, but for a train robbery, I feel like it was kind of slow and not really that interesting. But because the characters I found to be quite interesting and very well animated, I was kind of curious to keep watching. Now, maybe if after, I don't know how many Bunny and Claude cartoons there are, but after I've seen them quite frequently, they might lose appeal and maybe this wouldn't sustain my attention at all. So I don't know, but I feel like the cartoon definitely could have had a lot more substance. It's an interesting concept. The characters are certainly fascinating. I would recommend it. I can't compare it to other Bunny and Claude's, not yet, but certainly it's made me very curious about the characters and I'm keen to see what else they have in store. But for this in particular, it's not too bad. Also, I've just googled it and they only have 2 cartoons, so I'm not going to get tired of them very quickly. I will watch their first appearance and see what I think of it, but this one, I'm certainly curious and it's not too bad.